What's going on, everyone? Thanks for tuning in to Sky's the Limit podcast. I'm your host, Brian. How's everyone doing tonight? For everyone that is new tonight, tonight is just a monthly update. I'm not going to try to keep it too long tonight, guys, because at 8:30, Key is doing their auction again tonight for, Boza's Reptiles, so I'm gonna make sure I'm trying to support them as well. They had an auction last night, but they are, continuing it tonight as well, and that will start at 8:30. Um, so if you're here, make sure you go and check his podcast out and support Boza. Um, so with that, let's go ahead do our little shout outs. JNS Exotics, James, thanks for coming. Then we got Morph Avenue, Mike Duvall, thanks for coming. I appreciate you guys. Then we have Sean Fuller from SJS. How you doing, Sean? We also have Will from Will's Hella Heat. Thanks, Will, from coming in. Is that everybody right now? Oh, it's 9:30 Eastern. Okay. See, on Instagram it said it was 8:30, but it didn't say Eastern or anything. That I see. Yeah, make sure you guys hit that like button. And speaking of Sean SJS, he will be my guest in January. Um, so make sure you guys are tuning in for that. Also in January is starting of the $1,000 giveaway. I've been promoting that for a while now. If you all don't know, starting January, I will be leaving a entry word down in the banner. You take that entry word, go over to my Instagram, message me that Instagram entry word on my Instagram. That enter you into $1,000 giveaway. The person with the most entry words. So every week, I'm going to put an entry word. So that'll be a total of 8 entry words. You could only put 1 entry word a week. Um, but the person with the most entry words, so if you put in all 8, you'll be 1st place, 2nd place, 3rd place. 1st place will be getting 1,000 or $500. 2nd place will be getting $300. 3rd place will be getting $200. If there is a tiebreaker, we will be doing a spin. If everybody's let's say everybody puts in all 8 entry words. We'll do a spin for everybody, and then it'll be the luck of the draw. But I'm hoping to do 1st, 2nd, and 3rd place. Um, with that, we're going to go ahead and do our monthly updates. I did pick up a couple pickups from Chicago when I went down there to see ERS, Eric from ERS. Um, I picked up a Confusion Het Clown Mail to put into my clown projects. Oh, speaking of Eric, hello Eric, how you doing today? Just talking about you. Um, then I also picked up a asphalt slash yellow belly, 66% het pied, 50% het clown. Two of those, or actually one's a normal, but still 66%, 50%. But I'm really hoping the yellow belly or slash asphalt proves out to be asphalt, so I could start making some freeway, highway, super asphalts. I can't remember which one it is with the yellow belly asphalt, if it's a freeway or a highway, but start making those as super asphalts. Getting that into clown as well. Um, I'm going to have those shed out. Speaking of sheds, I'm still waiting on Charlie from Gray Rider to get me my results for my 250% hypo girls that I picked up from Billy. Um, some work update. So little bit of a crazy week for work. Went in Monday and one of our big exhaust fans ended up catching on fire, caught the roof on fire. So that was really hectic. Uh, Fire department had to come out and everything. We had to fight with the fire people not to use water because where it happened was right over a big oil quench pit. So that's real hot oil with fire and everything. So you need to use a chemical extinguisher. You can't use just water because water and oil don't mix. So we had to argue with them about not using that. So that was pretty awesome. Let me pick this up quick. Sorry. Um, so got to deal with that Tuesday and Wednesday. We kinda got everything fixed up, back up and running. Of course, that hood vent and that furnace was offline for those days. That won't be back up until, probably sometime next week. Um, then went into work Thursday, for an all-staff meeting, and they told us and let us know that March 28th, they are closing their doors. Now what that means is I'm March 28th, I will be out of a job. Um, but for me, that's not a big deal. They are giving us a sovereign bonus for if we stick throughout the whole term and stay the whole time until they close the doors or release us from service. Um, which ain't too bad. Besides that, we do get our vacation time, so I'll have about 3 weeks of, paid vacation time, plus the sovereign bonus, and then I will be able to file for unemployment as well. I don't wanna file for the unemployment. That's something I don't wanna do. So, during that 3-week vacation time, I have some options. I've talked to some people, there's a job right now that they said they'll wait for me. It's another steel, factory out in Defiance. My wife's cousin, her dad and her mom, work out at Jeep, so they told me they can get me out at Jeep. Of course, that's probably where I'll, head out to. I also had the union, 'cause I am local 20, I am a union. So, the union also said, if we go to them, they'll place us in another job, as soon as possible. So, I mean, it's not like, "Oh my god, I'm gonna be, struggling for money or anything like that," or nothing like that, and I do have a little nest egg put away and that for, emergency situations. So, if I had to, I could go about 6 to maybe 8 months without having to worry about it. But, it's still, a big thing because you put in all this time and like some of you people know, I was trying to get that key man pay. Um, Now there's, like, no incentive to try to go above and beyond. There's no incentive to try to work harder and, um wait, you're in Missouri, right, bud? I can get you a really good job. Hit me up after. I just want to give you an option. Actually, no, Sean, I am in Ohio. Um, but I do know people. Actually, Charlie from Reagan Renee, he told me that he might be able to get me a job out here in Ohio. There's a couple places he mentioned. Um, yeah, Mike, there is a lot of places closing. So why they told me we were closing is, well, they gave us a couple of different reasons. Actually, the 2 big reasons I kinda took because, like I said, they one said that this is our slower months. Usually during this month, we either just break even or we hemorrhage money a little bit because it is our slower months. Um, I don't buy that. Another reason they gave us was, that a lot of the main car manufacturers are going EV. Um, so a lot of the EVs don't necessarily need the electric or the, gas powered motors. You do have the hybrids in that, but the all electric vehicles don't have the gas powered motors, and a lot of the stuff that we heat treat are for gas powered motors or for the, transmission, which electric vehicles don't have usually either. um, as far as the type of stuff we do. Uh, which that is kinda sensible, but what I really believe is the last one they gave us is our owner, is 70 something years old, he wants to retire. None of his family or his sons or, offspring, let's say, because he has quite a few of them, want anything to do with the company. Um, he's been trying to find a buyer from what they say, that's, for about a year and a half now. They can't find a buyer, so he wants to retire without being able to find a buyer. There's no other option but to shut down the doors. Now, the problem with that is, and I believe that, and the problem with them not being able to find a buyer is when you're a company or you're buying a company and let's say the company's 500,000, let's say 500,000, all right? Okay, as a buyer, I'm talking to you, okay, sounds good. Let me come out, look at the facility, look at everything. Then I realize, well, the facility, the equipment all needs to be updated. Now I need to put another 4 to 5 million into it. Now it's not feasible for that buyer to buy the company if it's not gonna make money, and they are paying more to update things and replace things than the actual business is worth. So, that's what I believe is more going on, so awesome. Um, besides that, like I said, I am going to try to keep it a little bit short. I did have to take my wife up to the hospital just, before the podcast, so I am waiting for her to give me a call so I can go pick her up as well. She was having problems breathing with this time of the year and everything. It usually happens, but this time it just seemed a little bit worse than normal, so we better safe than sorry, with ammonia and all kinds of different things. And she also is diabetic, so she also has, other health issues. But I'm sure she'll be fine. They'll issue her everything, what she needs is, probably like a breathing treatment or something like that, but we'll see when she gives me a call. Um, Now back to some of the pickups that we have, that I got from Eric. Uh I picked up that Confusion Head Clown. I will, go pull him out so you guys can see him. Give me 1 second. Yeah, I'm sure she's gonna be, alright, Mike. Like I said, this usually happens about every year around this time. Usually, it's more in December, but with our weather being kinda weirded out lately, like, we've been having a really warm October, so I expected it to kinda, act up. But let me go pull this Confusion out real quick. Use it right there for a hot second. He is a little bit in shed. He's just now going in, so he's not as, bright or vivid as normal, but nice, nice expression of confusion. Look at that belly pattern. Well, thank you, Eric. Like I said, I do believe she'll be all right. She with her being diabetic. And look who's here. Hey, Sean O'Connor, how you doing tonight? So, yeah, gonna put the confusion into the clown projects, get confusion into the Holy Grail as well as the Hypo G Stripe clown projects that I'm working. Um, I don't know if I wanna put it into, the True Ghost project. What do you guys think? Should, I put confusion into the True Ghost project? Uh, I mean, it wouldn't hurt. I'll say that, it definitely wouldn't hurt. And then, I don't believe I showed off my pickups that I got from Tinley. Um, I would show you guys the Yellow Belly Asphalt, but everybody's seen Yellow Belly, everybody's seen Asphalt. Um, I he also oh, I almost forgot, confusion everything, Eric. They it's not a bad gene, I'll say that, it's not a bad gene. Another thing, actually, he gave me as a gift, which was really awesome, he did not have to, but he gave me a visual clown female, which thank you, Eric, we greatly appreciate her. St. Louis NARBC next weekend, no, I probably won't be going to St. Louis this weekend or, next weekend, I should say. Um, but tomorrow I will be going out to the BRM Expo just to hang out because, like I said, ain't got nothing for sale. Now, if some of these tests come back where they're not proven out, then I might have something up, because I do have some other sheds test that I'm waiting for Charlie to, give me, but I know this one's staying here. Um, Eric says, "No problem, man. You owe me some baby pics." Oh, no problem. You definitely going to get some baby pics. Say, definitely once this boy gets up to size, he is getting put to work as well as my other, what is it? The Black Pastel, NG Orange Dream Lesser Hypo Het Clown Boy. He's getting put to work. He's almost up to size. He's sitting close to 600 grams. I actually just weighed him yesterday. Um, so getting close. He got another about 300 grams to put on. I like to get him to about 900 grams before I start breeding my males. I do know some people say you can breed them around 500 grams, but um, D and K, what's what's going on, Derek? How you doing? Thanks for popping in, buddy. But yeah, so I'm gonna put him to work definitely, but as I was saying, I kinda after talking with Eric, and some other people, you know, they do say you can breed at 500 grams, but I prefer to wait until they're about 900, just that way I know they have more size on them. They're able to be put to multiple females without me concerning myself too much about it. So let me put him back, and I'll go pull out some of these pickups I got from Tinley that I don't think I showed off. Now, she's in shed as well, and that, so what she is gonna be a normal het albino het sun kiss and something else. I have to look at my husbandry pro, but you guys ready for this one? Uh-oh, it's not a ball python. Holy crap. Yep, we got ourselves some corn snakes. Got a female, going to grow her up, get a, male. Like I said, I wanna get into other species. See, look at that cute face. Cute little face, and of course, look at her belly. You can see she's in shed, but even for being in shed, she's still pretty nice looking. She her actually, without looking at her, belly, I didn't even know she was in shed. But my daughter named her, her name's Sugar Baby. Thanks, Sean. And I think that's the thing. You guys ever notice when you get one snake that goes into shed, they all seem to go into the shed right about the same time. Say, okay, okay, let me put you back. Then we'll go here. Me put her back. Oh, did I say? Oh, sorry, guys. My daughter just informed me that I said corn snake, not hog. That was a hog nose, not a corn snake. Sorry. And the reason why I said corn snake is because of this one. This is just a classic ochre tea. He will be, this is a male. I have 2 females. I have a, extreme reverse ochre tea female, and then I have a, snow female. So he will be getting bred up to them each and every time. Yeah, yeah. Thanks, Eric. Um, Gonna grow her up just like with the ball pythons. You gotta grow up the females before you get the male. You know, so I grew up, a couple corn snakes over, last couple seasons, been growing them out. They're about up to size now, so figure by the time they get up, well, the one is up to size. The other one, not so much yet, but by the time she does, he should be ready to be bred. And I do love my, corn snakes, like, honestly, the hognose, don't get me wrong, hognose is awesome. My daughter wants to get into them since we're gonna start getting into colubrids, but just the ball pythons and that don't slither through your fingers like that, and even when they're bigger, they still wanna do the same thing. But, yeah, so pick those up from, Tinley, and then, of course, with some breeder female, ball pythons. Those are actually I would pull them out, but I do have males with them being trying to get them locked up. Speaking of locks, right now I do have a my Dreamsicle clutch, the male and with hers, they are locked up. Currently, I have my Ultra males. together, the Ultra males together. Last time looked, they were locked up as well. I didn't check on them this morning. Um, what else do I have pairing up right now? I don't believe I got anything else pairing up. I have my Pastel Enchi. She's looking like she is ready to go. She's been locked up with a couple of males already. I threw a male in with her and she didn't want nothing to do with them. Looking at her size, she definitely looks like she is building. Um, Not close to ovulation yet, I wouldn't say, but definitely getting big. So I will be throwing another male with her here shortly. Yeah, I still have him. But I don't believe that I need to, because I believe that she's going. I paired her up last year. This is the same way she acted last time. Um, Locked up with the male, then eventually she didn't want nothing to do with the male, and then a couple of months later, next thing I know, she's sitting on eggs. So, I'm pretty sure she's good to go. Hit that like button if you haven't already, peeps. Make sure you guys definitely hit that like button. Um, so I do have, a couple more. Let me see. Let me put him back, and then I picked up another male. Come on, buddy. And man, I love the reds on him. I wish I can get those reds that you can get in corn snake into a ball python, man. And I picked up this male. Let me see, can I find you? Oh, you deep in shed. That's all right. No, you going in clear. Okay. And we picked up this little wiggle worm. I don't know if you can see it because, like I said, seems like all the babies are going into shed. But can anybody tell me what that is? Ah, so if you can't guess that, I'll give you guys a minute. Okay, I'll go pull out a bigger one. So maybe that'll help. But there you go, little buddy. So I plan on breeding these as well. Let me pull out the bigger one. I don't have to search for you. I can see you. See it. I see it. Ah, no, no. Where it says it's a gopher. No, Eric, it's not a gopher. Not a gopher snake. Hey, bigger ones for you, says that we get a little bit better look. That should give it away. Eric says king. Nope, not a king. They let's see. Come on, that she's making it hard to and Eric's very close. Eric says Rosie boa. It is actually a Kenya sand boa. So we're going to start breeding these girls and boys as well. Like I said, I want to branch out into different species. I want to be able to vend Tinley eventually. And I started keeping the sand boa as a pet. Kind of fell in love with that because they're kind of derpy, kind of like the hog noses, but they're real sweet. Have not had them bite me once or strike at me like the hog nose. I've had that hog nose try to bite me already, and that I've had the corn snakes try to bite me, but ever since I've gotten the Kenya sand boas, they've not struck at me. They haven't tried to bite. They're kind of like the ball python, actually, a little bit more docile, I would say. Because my wife used to take a pencil and run it through the substrate to try to find them underneath the sand. Don't gotta do that, man. They're usually not that aggressive. Um, what's that? The sand boas or the hoggies? The hoggies are chewers. Like I said, I haven't been bit by the sand boas, so they're more, I would say, just biters. So yeah, the hog nose, it'll bite you and chew on you. Oh, real good. Now, like I said, I haven't been bit, but watching it eat, it's more like a ball python. They're a biter. You know, they bite, release. And what I do like about the rosy or the sand boas, now I'm not sure if the rosy boas are the same, is just their tail from about, let's say, here down are keeled scales. So gives you a different feel from like the top of her. The top is like a ball python scales, real nice and smooth. But you get down towards her tail and by her vent, it's more of a keeled scale. But yeah, she's been my pet for a while, and I figured while I was at Tinley, I seen a real nice light because to see with her oranges are like real dark orange, and that her blacks are more like darker black. With the male that I picked up, his oranges are more faded, and the blacks are more faded, almost like if he's in shed all the time. The only time or the reason why I know he's in shed now is because he's a lot more faded. But almost remind me of a hypo ball python in a way. Um, so I'm interested to see what kind of babies they come out. I talked to the breeder of the male that I picked up, and he said that usually they're kind of variable. You can get ones that are real black and real dark. Um, some that pop out with more orange. So they're kind of variable, kind of like the variable king snakes. Each baby's kind of unique. Uh, so I'm very interested in seeing the variety that she pops out. I'll hand her to my assistant. I am not hating on the Augies. Oh, that's my daughter in here. Oh, you wanna come and say hi, Savannah? So, once again, yeah, getting into the multi-species. There's my daughter. Uh, you know, what else? Oh, yeah, sporting the red line. Gotta sport the red line. Shauna says hi. Eric says hi. Eric, you will need to line breed for red. Red, I do believe, I'm not exactly sure how that works. If I have to line breed for it, if it's like, what is it? The rosy boas, you do have to line breed for certain traits. Um, but like I said, I'm interested to see what pops out, and that if I do get more darker reds, I definitely will be holding those back. If I get some more that because I kinda like the way the dad looks because like I said, when he's not in shed, he still looks hypo-ish 'cause he looks like he has a frosted look to him. Oh, yes. Oh, yes, Eric, selective holdbacks, most definitely with the Kenya sand boas. Going to do the same with the hoggies, when I start breeding those. I like I said, I do got it's, double het. I know I work with a lot with hets, but I follow Billy's, little model how to get into a recessive way on a budget. So, sometimes that's what you gotta do, you gotta work with hets to het, you try to get visual to het, or, you know, if you're doing doubles, I would prefer, let's say, clown pied, I would prefer to have a visual pied het clown and then maybe a visual clown het pied. But so that's pretty much the update for the month. Um, yeah, gonna be had probably having a little bit of time off from work. Gonna be looking for a new job there. Excited about these pairings that I'm doing up this year. Like I said, have those other ones to grow out to start doing the multi-species and that. Um, we'll go ahead and change this banner to US Art for a second. Go like this and go like that. But yeah, going like I said, getting into the multi-species, kind of excited about that. And you're most right, nothing wrong with the heads. It's just the odds. The odds are not the greatest, but um, you know, you work with what you got, and sometimes you just gotta cross your fingers and play those odds. Because I've seen people hit the all gene animal when they shouldn't have. Um, matter of fact, there's, some odds on my pie clutch that I had last year. I did a visual to a head, it should have been 50-50, and that 8 eggs, I got 4 visual pies, and so my odds were right on. Um, so I'm hoping we'll see. I got that Ultramel clutch pairing up. I got the, clown clutches, I'm trying to get those paired up. I got my Ultramel or not Ultramel, but the, Dreamsicle clutches I got or, pairings, those are locking up. Um, just waiting for some eggs to get on the ground, and then once I get some more babies and that, of course, I'm gonna be doing, if I can, the live egg cuttings. I'm also gonna be doing live, pollings here on the, podcast. Um, so not next week, but the following week, we will have our guest on. It will be Chad Inbuddy from Frontline Serpents, I do believe it is. Then next month in December, we have our guest is going to be Joe and Crystal Bakery from Midwest Exotic Animals or Midwest Exotic. What is it? I'm sorry. I'm having a brain fart right now. Let me. Oh, it's the Midwest Exotic Reptile Expo. That's what it is. They do the Reptile World. Um, because they also had Reptile Zoo there for a while. But they're going to be on the show in December, and then in January we're going to have SJS. Um, and then, like I said, I am looking for a co-host as well to help do some of the behind the scenes stuff with you know, this and just somebody to bounce ideas off of. Be on here so I'm not all up here by myself sounding all weird all the time. Um, so I have a couple people in mind. I am going to be looking for a guest because I like to try to book a couple months ahead. That's why I'm booked all the way up to January for my guest, but I would like to book for the following month as well. That way I know I'm good. But I do have a couple of people in mind that I'm going to ask for that guest. And I have a couple people in mind that I'm going to talk to about being a co-host if they're interested. So make sure you guys are staying tuned with that. Uh, with all that being said, I think we're going to go ahead and roll our outro and let you guys go over there and get ready for Will's and or not Will's, but Wiz's and Keys donation or auction. Sorry, like I said, it's been a hectic week, so my brain's starting not to work so good. But all right, guys, remember hard work, determination, positivity. Your dreams too can become a reality.
Hi, I'm Adam Wickens with Wickens Reptiles.
Fully to the reptile community and reptile industry, they resubmerged the ship, and here we are still going.
This war's been going on. I can barely even handle my emotions that we've finally got this stupid law that was made for ridiculous reasons off the books.
There were some mistakes made on April 6th, and I hope we can learn from those to reverse the interstate ban on any transportation of species listed as curious on the Lacey Act.